Hello everyone, this is Gary, and today we're looking at 8 soft skills for managers. Now, this is a particularly difficult subject because, in a slightly ironic way, soft skills are much harder than hard skills. So what we'll do is a quick recap on the basics of hard skills you're going to need anyway as a manager, and then we'll move on to the 3 key areas where soft skills are relevant and outline what they are. And the reason for that is it will help you, I hope, to identify areas where, if you want to improve, you know the areas on which further work is needed, and it will give you generally some tips on how to take things forward. The hard skills, I think, are fairly well known, but it's important to just distinguish them and to cover them. They're around the topics of planning, working out plans with goals and objectives, organising your people, controlling the way things operate and how outcomes take place, and also achieving, accomplishing. Those are broadly the hard skills which I'll talk about just by way of a very quick reminder, because that lays the ground. That is your day job, if you like. But from there you've got to do a lot more if you want to be an effective manager and to be a leader. And that's all around a lot of the soft skills. So we'll be looking at 3 areas. The soft skills you need to help you manage your team. So that's around collaborative working. It's around motivation and creating a positive environment in which those things can happen. We'll look at soft skills in terms of yourself, your personal development, the need for professional development of those skills. And then finally, we'll look at the need to manage relationships as part of that package of yourself and your professional development. Relationships with those around you, so that's your team and upwards, your bosses, management structures above you, and to manage expectations, to be realistic about what you can do and what you can achieve with the resources and with the team that you've got available, because managing expectations is quite an important part of delivering as a manager. There will be a number of other soft skills which we'll highlight and you will probably need to take forward, all around effective communication, active listening, an obsessive attention to detail, that's usually quite important, the ability to engage in analytical and challenging and critical thinking, but also to engage with a degree of empathy, empathetic engagement. And when things don't work out as best, or often don't work out as you expect, a certain amount of conflict management is all part of the skill set that you need. And of course you need that skill set all while doing your day job, which are the 4 hard skills that I'll also very quickly cover. Now, giving you a very brief introduction, so I'm sure some of you out there are saying, look, please just stop procrastinating and get on with it, which is what we will do. Without further ado, and with bated breath, as they say in all good videos, let's just get into it. Okay, so let's get into it. We're looking at 8 soft skills for managers. Although having said that, I don't know why they call them soft skills, because my experience is they're quite hard. But my best tip is always read the small print. So, just as a quick reminder, what do we mean by hard skills? Well, hard skills are the basics. That is your day job. And your day job involves planning your work teams, the resources and your needs. It involves organising, i.e. schedules and reporting. It involves the element of control over your team, giving directions, compliance, quality assurance, discipline and appraisals. And then finally it leads to achievement, to achieving, to accomplishing goals, targets and milestones. And in fact, those are the basics of your day job. And then in addition to all that, as a manager, in addition to those hard skills, you've got to develop some soft skills. And what are they? Well, the first set of soft skills we're going to look at relate to you and your team. Soft skills 1 and 2. First of all, encouraging that collaborative team working environment for improving creative and innovative ideas. And secondly, training, or indeed arranging it if you're not giving it, to team members with relevant expertise and skills for the job. Now, the next set of skills, again for your team, skills 3 and 4, are about motivating team members to deliver results by creating a positive working environment. And secondly, mentoring key individuals to take responsibility and to accept delegation. Those are the extra soft skills you need for your team. Moving on then to soft skills 5 and 6, well, we're really looking at the skills for you. And that means managing relationships, upwards in terms of your bosses and downwards in terms of your team. And secondly, managing limited resources, the limited resources you have in terms of your time and the firm's money. Now, other soft skills, 7 and 8, involve your personal development, because these soft skills don't arise by magic, they're not inherent, you don't gain them by osmosis, it requires a degree of personal and professional development. So you may need to organise professional skills training for yourself to develop some of these soft skills and to prepare yourself for that leadership role in which you find yourself as a manager. So it doesn't just end there. We need a little bit more detail, I think, over what those soft skills 7 and 8 are all about. What are you preparing for? Well, it's a bit of a list really, but they're all really important. Effective communication, active listening, a certain obsessive attention to the details, analytical and challenging thinking, empathetic engagement, and where necessary, conflict management. And you need to develop all of those skills while doing that day job with all of those hard skills. But if you can master both those hard skills and the soft skills, well, being a good manager and a good leader will be much easier. Indeed, it will be as easy as that. Okay, so that was 8 soft skills for managers. And if you're still with me, well, thanks very much for sticking with it. Just to recap, we looked at some of the basics of the hard skills you would need as a manager, that's your day job, but then we went on to look at the soft skills you're going to have to develop as you improve as a manager. And those are soft skills with your team, including collaboration, motivation, and creating a positive environment. But also soft skills that you personally need to develop, and indeed there's a need for professional development for you as a manager if you are to improve. You've also got to develop soft skills around managing relationships both upwards and downwards, and managing the limited resources you may have available in terms of time and money in order to achieve your objectives and goals. We then looked at quite a range of other soft skills that it takes a lot more effort and time and training to develop, but which are important to be aware of and either to develop on the job as much as you can, but I think more importantly to get some training and help with. So those are around effective communication, active listening, a certain obsessive attention to detail, that analytical and critical thinking, challenging thinking sometimes, and empathy, the need to show a degree of empathy, empathetic engagement with others in order to manage expectations and to manage outcomes and to get buy-in to the objectives and goals you are seeking to achieve. And often in the process there's a certain amount of conflict management, so there's a degree of skill needed in managing some of those things as well. And of course you've got to do all that while also doing your day job. Is it impossible? No, it's not. Really, it is as easy as that. So, if you like this video, well, please mark it as a like. And if you want more videos like this, well, please subscribe. And all that's really left me to say now is thanks for watching and bye for now.